Malik sat in his corner office, surrounded by numerous awards and elegant furniture. The city skyline outside his window usually filled him with pride, but today it felt empty. He examined the employee satisfaction report on his desk, his brow furrowing with worry. How had things deteriorated so unnoticed? For the third consecutive month, employee satisfaction had plummeted by 15% at one of his Virginia offices. Additionally, there were numerous complaints about a toxic culture, favoritism, and potential racism. These red flags compelled TechVision's CEO, Malik Johnson, to take drastic measures. Disguised as a receptionist, he aimed to view his company through his employees' eyes. The decision to go undercover wasn't easy for Malik. He knew the risks. Discovery could lead to a PR nightmare and shattered trust within the company. Yet, as he donned the standard uniform and adjusted his fake mustache, a spark of hope ignited. This was his opportunity to uncover the truth and make things right. What insights would he gain by blending into his own company? Only time would tell. His sharp suit and polished Oxfords, symbols of his boardroom authority, were now replaced by a standard uniform and scuffed shoes. Walking into the building he once governed from the top floor, Malik felt a strange mix of anticipation and fear. This was his company, his vision realized. Yet today he was an outsider. Unseen, unremarkable, just another face in the crowd. The weight of the telephone and the constant tasks of answering calls and greeting visitors felt foreign to him. Gazing at his reflection in the lobby's glass doors, he saw not a confident CEO, but a man who seemed uncertain and out of place. No one acknowledged his presence, striking him with a sudden realization. His first task was managing the busy front desk. While handling phone calls and assisting visitors, he overheard two senior managers near reception. "Did you see the latest email about the new efficiency measures?" one asked. "Yeah, just what we needed. More work for less pay. The customer service team is already overworked." "Well, it's not our problem. Let HR handle the complaints. We've got more important things to focus on." The manager's casual disregard for employee concerns hit Malik like a physical blow. Had he, in any way, supported such an attitude? As they walked away, unaware of his true identity, Malik felt a growing unease in his stomach. Throughout the day, Malik struggled with tasks he had always taken for granted. The switchboard seemed to have a mind of its own, and he wrestled to keep up with the stream of visitors. It wasn't just the physical challenges. The emotional toll of witnessing management's indifference weighed heavily on him. In the break room, while refilling coffee mugs, he overheard his management team discussing the company's state with frustration and dismissiveness toward low-level employees. One manager even insulted the customer service team, throwing in a few curse words. While others laughed, Malik felt a surge of shame and anger. These were the people he had trusted to lead with integrity and empathy, yet they fostered a culture of elitism and disregard for the staff who kept the company running. As the day ended, Malik found an unexpected ally in Doris, a seasoned receptionist who patiently guided him. During a break, she shared a knowing smile and said, "It's just a job, but don't expect anyone up there to notice us. To them, we're invisible." Her words hit Malik hard. He had always prided himself on running a company where every employee felt valued and recognized. Doris's blunt observation painted a different reality. By the end of his shift, Malik was physically exhausted, but the real struggle was internal. Removing his uniform, he looked at himself and saw not just tiredness, but the face of someone who had confronted an uncomfortable truth. He had gone undercover to gain insight and find areas for improvement, but instead he had uncovered a deeply disrespectful culture, undermining the organization he built. The next day, Malik continued his role as a receptionist, hoping for a different experience. The bustling office environment starkly contrasted his usual executive suite, and he observed the employees quietly. Among familiar faces was Linda, a key member of the Virginia management team. Board members had praised her efficiency and no-nonsense approach. However, as the day progressed, Malik noticed a disturbing pattern in Linda's behavior. Her interactions with lower-level employees were harsh, filled with insults and an air of superiority that made Malik uneasy. The turning point came when Linda approached Malik. Her eyes scanned the front desk before she sighed in annoyance. "Is this seriously how you're handling things?" she demanded. "I've never seen such a disaster at the front desk. Papers everywhere, phones ringing off the hook, and you can't even answer them on time. No wonder this place is falling apart. It's because you people can't even do the basics right." Malik thought to himself, "You people? What does that even mean?" Her words ignited a wave of anger. He had always believed in building a respectful and positive work culture, but here was one of his senior managers tearing into him over his receptionist duties. Her harsh tone and belittling remarks were hard to reconcile with the professional image she projected. As Linda walked away, Malik stood in disbelief, his heart clenched. Nearby, Henry, a kind-hearted IT worker, exchanged a glance with a colleague and said, "Don't think too much about it. That's just how she is." Henry's words struck Malik deeply. Not only was Linda's behavior unacceptable, but it was also habitual. The realization that a toxic culture had developed under his leadership filled him with a sense of betrayal and failure. Throughout the day, Malik became acutely aware of the interactions around him. He noticed how some employees shrank when Linda approached, while others adopted defensive stances. The atmosphere of fear and resentment was palpable. Malik couldn't understand how his team had missed these signs for so long. Observing Linda's interactions with other department heads, Malik saw a pattern. She presented a polished professional image to those she deemed important, but treated others with disrespect. This duplicity damaged employee morale and the company's overall productivity and success. The stark contrast between Linda's public persona and her true nature left Malik feeling betrayed. The senior teams trusted her with significant responsibilities, believing she embodied the company's values. Now, Malik had to confront that his team's judgment had been flawed. As the day ended, Malik couldn't stop thinking about what he had witnessed. The problems in the office were more extensive than he had realized. It wasn't just one manager's bad behavior, it was a deep-rooted issue that had festered under his watch. However, during his undercover role, he discovered something surprising. TechVision's greatest assets were hiding in plain sight. The busy office floor was filled with hard-working employees, their faces showing determination and stress. From his reception desk, Malik began to notice patterns and individuals he had previously overlooked. 2 employees stood out, Angela, a senior accountant, and Henry from IT. Initially, they seemed ordinary, just part of the team. But Malik saw something extraordinary in their daily actions. Angela was often the first to arrive and the last to leave, her dedication evident as she focused intensely on financial reports. One evening, as the office emptied and cleaners began their rounds, Malik overheard a conversation. "Angela, you're still here?" a colleague asked, surprised. She looked up, explaining she was finishing quarterly reports for the next day's board meeting. "But it's your daughter's recital tonight, right?" the colleague noted. A look of pain crossed Angela's face, but she assured them she'd make it up that weekend. Malik felt a pang of guilt. He had no idea of the sacrifices his low-level employees were making, while top management behaved abusively. Henry, on the other hand, was a beacon of positivity in a stressful environment. Malik watched him move from desk to desk, solving technical issues with patience and a smile. It wasn't just his IT skills that impressed Malik, it was how Henry uplifted everyone's spirits. One day, Malik saw a touching scene, a new intern struggling with a broken computer, tears in her eyes. Henry approached gently, promising to help. They spent the next hour not only fixing the problem, but also teaching her basic troubleshooting skills. Henry's kindness was evident in every interaction. As days passed, Malik saw Angela and Henry as more than just employees. They were hidden pillars of TechVision, embodying the hard work, dedication, and compassion he desired in his company. This realization led Malik to a troubling thought. Why hadn't the team recognized their great qualities before? He saw that the problem lay in the company structure he had created and his lack of involvement. One afternoon, Malik overheard Angela talking to a co-worker. "I've been passed over for promotion 3 times now," she said, frustration evident. "I work really hard, but it feels like you're invisible unless you're in the right social circle." Her words hit Malik hard. He had always believed that hard work should be rewarded, but perhaps TechVision's culture was preventing its best employees from advancing. Henry's situation was equally concerning. Despite his expertise and valuable people skills, he remained in a junior role, his potential untapped. Malik saw Henry handle a crisis that should have involved higher-level management, wondering how many other employees were like him. Malik continued his undercover work for a week, culminating in a profound realization. TechVision was brimming with hidden talents like Angela and Henry, whose skills and dedication far surpassed their current roles. The company had immense potential. Now Malik faced a new challenge, creating a culture that genuinely recognized and nurtured talent at all levels. How could he ensure that dedication and skill were rewarded, regardless of social connections or visibility? Malik decided to call an emergency meeting with his board and senior management team. Entering the boardroom as Malik Johnson, the CEO, he had a clear and focused purpose. The team looked at him with surprise and curiosity, unaware of the full extent of his discoveries. "Thank you all for coming on short notice," Malik began seriously. "I want to address some serious issues that have come to light. Over the past week, I've been undercover within the company, and what I've seen has been both eye-opening and concerning." He paused, letting his words sink in. The senior managers exchanged uneasy glances. "Our company is facing a crisis. Employee satisfaction has dropped by 15%, and our culture is not what we intended. There is widespread favoritism and a lack of recognition for hard work and talent. Linda," he continued, noting her discomfort, "is one of the managers I've observed closely." He remained focused. "We need to address these issues head-on. I've seen extraordinary dedication from employees like Angela and Henry who are not receiving the recognition they deserve. Our current system is failing them, and it's failing the company." Malik's words elicited a mix of defensive responses and silence. Some managers tried to justify their actions, while others looked genuinely concerned. Malik knew change wouldn't come easily, but he was determined to implement it. The first step was establishing a more transparent and fair system for promotions and recognition. He proposed a new framework where employee performance and contributions would be evaluated based on merit, not social connections. Additionally, he introduced regular feedback mechanisms to ensure all employees had a voice and could report any issues. As Malik sat in his office, reflecting on the necessary changes, an unexpected knock on his door interrupted his thoughts. It was Linda. "Mr. Johnson," she began, her voice trembling, "there's something I need to confess. It's about the recent complaints and the toxic culture." Malik's heart raced. He had expected resistance, but not this level of fear. "Go on," he said, maintaining his composure. Linda took a deep breath. "We've been manipulated. There's someone you need to know about regarding the complaints and the drop in employee satisfaction. It wasn't just internal issues. Someone has been feeding misinformation and stirring up trouble from the outside. Before Malik could respond, Linda's phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen, her face paling. "Oh no, it's happening again?" She handed him her phone, showing a video feed from a hidden security camera in the office. The footage was disturbing. An unidentified figure in a black hoodie and mask was stalking employees, threatening them with their personal secrets to manipulate them. "Who was that?" Malik asked, confused. Linda shook her head. "I don't know, but they've been making people act badly by threatening to expose their secrets." Malik's mind raced. If Linda was right, the problems at TechVision weren't just internal. Someone was sabotaging the company from the outside. Just then, another knock came at the door. A tall man in a suit entered, carrying a briefcase. Malik recognized him immediately. It was Oliver Grant, a well-known investigator specializing in major fraud cases. "I'm here because I received an anonymous tip," Oliver said firmly. "I believe someone is sabotaging your company. The person behind this has detailed knowledge of your operations and is causing chaos." Oliver's words deepened the mystery. Malik recalled recent company decisions and began to see a pattern. But who had the motive and means to execute such a scheme? Oliver opened a file, presenting the evidence. "We traced the sabotage to a former employee who was let go under suspicious circumstances last year. They've been holding a grudge and using their knowledge to disrupt your company. Additionally, we discovered a network of accomplices using personal secrets to control and manipulate employees. It's all part of a plan to damage your leadership and ruin TechVision's reputation." Malik realized the problems were more extensive than he initially thought. The company was being attacked in a way that masked the true issues, making it appear as though leadership was failing. Alongside Oliver, Malik delved deeper, uncovering more evidence that a former executive, someone he had trusted deeply, was behind the sabotage. This individual had been causing trouble to retaliate against Malik and attempt a takeover of the company. The discovery led to intense legal battles and internal conflicts to rectify the situation. Malik also took decisive action against those who had been complicit. Employees like Linda, who had caused trouble and hidden the sabotage, were confronted. He called them in for meetings, presenting proof of their misconduct. Linda was reprimanded for her harsh behavior and for concealing the sabotage. Malik made it clear that such behavior was unacceptable. Linda and others faced serious consequences, including suspensions and mandatory training on proper workplace conduct. They were also required to apologize to their teams for the trouble they caused. Malik ensured that everyone understood the severe repercussions of breaking the rules and withholding honesty. Conversely, Malik sought to reward employees who had been honest and hard-working. Angela and Henry stood out as exemplary workers. Angela, who had worked tirelessly and made personal sacrifices, received a promotion and a raise, acknowledging her dedication and contributions. Henry, whose expertise and positive attitude had been invaluable, was given a leadership role in the IT team, along with a salary increase and greater decision-making authority. Malik wanted to ensure that Henry's skills and positivity were properly valued. To prevent future issues, Malik introduced new policies at TechVision. These included regular meetings where employees could provide feedback, improved channels for reporting problems, and enhanced recognition for hard work. Malik committed to being more active and visible, striving to create a fair and supportive workplace where everyone felt valued and encouraged. As Malik looked out at the city skyline, he felt the weight of the past few days lift. The crisis had tested him in unexpected ways, but it had also reinforced his commitment to lead TechVision with renewed focus and a deeper understanding of the internal threats. Through honesty and fairness, Malik aimed to rebuild trust and ensure that TechVision became a better place to work for everyone.